out.
All right, so who do you need to call out this week and for what? You can let us know, 877-979-WRMF. I have a kind of a good and a bad call him out. I went to the Morgan Wallen show at Hard Rock Stadium on Friday, and I got to call him out because I thought he did a great job. You never know what you're going to get, but he looked like he was focused. He was energized. He performed most of his hits. There were a couple that he did not do, but he did a lot off of his new album, and his performance sounded pretty good. Here's a quick taste. Pyrotechnics, all that kind of good stuff. He's also got two of his bandmates are from South Florida. His guitarist is from Boynton Beach and his drummer's from Miami, so that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
no Seven Summers?
He did not do Seven Summers, no. So there were still some songs. Even though he did a full 2 hours, he's gotten to the point now where I don't know if he can get to every single song in a concert. So it's just the way it goes, I guess, unfortunately.
I've heard a lot of people talk about the Seven Summers song, though. Is it like, not doing one of your biggest hits, and that's going to make your fans angry?
Well, no, I think what happened with that's right when he kind of ran into scandal, and that song was charting and on the uprise, and I remember a lot of people were not playing his music at that point.
Seven Summers paid the price.
Yeah, I do think it might have.
I don't know. I don't know what what goes into his decision making on what makes his set list or not. But, it would have been nice to hear that. That's one of the ones that he left off. But I guess the one thing that I've got an issue with is this is my second concert I've gone to here in like the last couple of months at the Hard Rock Stadium. And getting out of that stadium, for concerts at least, is a disaster. It really is. They need to address it. On Friday, we had parked because when we gone to the previous concert with Post Malone and Jelly Roll, we decided to do the Bright Line, and getting an Uber out of there, forget about it. Just not really happening.
Mass chaos.
Yeah, you could get one of their shuttles, which is like $80 to get out of there. But people were saying you need to walk like 4 or 5 blocks away from the stadium, which in Miami Gardens, not ideal. Not really what you want to be doing. So, yeah, that was really kind of a mess. They closed down for whatever reason going east. You know how you get on the turnpike to get out of there? They shut that whole thing down.
Why?
And I have no idea. That's what my question is. And it really snarled traffic. It was a good 90 minutes at least, and it shouldn't have been. I've gotten out of Dolphins games, not too big of an issue. And it's because we hopped right on the turnpike and went. I'm like, why would you shut that down? So I don't know. That's 2 concerts, and both of them were a nightmare trying to get out of there. So I don't know what's up with the parking for concerts at Hard Rock Stadium, why it might be different than a Dolphins game.
But that's going to keep people from going in the future. They're going to be like, nah, let's just watch it on YouTube because I'm not dealing with an hour of traffic trying to leave.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my one takeaway. I'm just kind of curious if anybody knows the answer to that. Did you have a problem with parking? Because I don't know. It's just twice in a row I have. Ashley is on here from Davenport, and she's got a comment about the Morgan Wallen show. What'd you want to say, Ashley?
So the second night, it was great. Brooks and Dunn were great, but the problem was there was some underage drinking, and then there was like these older ladies. They had the worst Botox. They didn't go to Dr. Miami for sure, but they were just pulling my mom and like trying to dance with her, and I'm like, Jesus, this is supposed to be cool, but they were not being cool.
Yeah, that's the one thing about going to a concert. You never know. I was walking out and I heard some girl talking about somebody that peed on the back of her leg.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, yeah, that's clearly out of bounds at a concert.
And there's some concerts that would be grosser than others.
Yeah, it is. Honestly,
it was like an 80s band.
Yeah, but
heavy metal band.
A lot of times in the lawn. That seems to be because I think people were thinking, it's the grass. I'm just walking on the grass. Not a big deal. But you're urinating on everybody around you. That is so gnarly.
You are right. That's something to think about. There are drunk people acting a fool peeing out in the lawn area.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. The one song that people I think were hoping that he would do, he has a song called Miami, and they thought, what a perfect time for him to debut the song. He didn't at least perform it on Friday, and what was odd, he used his tour dates in Miami to come out with a version of this song that has Lil Wayne on it. So here's the Lil Wayne version of Morgan Wallen's song Miami. go. All right, so that's what that sounds like to the Morgan Wallen song Miami.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, you got to support Lil Wayne from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Always.
When did he leave New Orleans? Because he's in Miami now, right? Doesn't he live in Miami, or does he still live in New Orleans?
He might go back and forth, and he still calls New Orleans home.
Okay. That's why he was so upset he didn't get that Super Bowl invite, right?
Yeah, he was slighted big time. And if you talk to a lot of people in music, they're like, that was such a whiff. You're in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, and you don't feature New Orleans music? Like, duh.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Lil Wayne song?
That one. I love Miami.
Okay, there you go.
No. You don't get out of it that easy.
Virginia, I guess you need to call out an Airbnb owner who you got into a little fight with over the weekend.
All right, let me ask you or your wife, the one that books the Airbnbs.
Yep, okay.
How many people do you think would fit in a 3-bedroom house with 3 queen beds and a trundle bed and 2 sofas?
Okay, that was a lot. You threw out 3 queen beds.
A trundle bed, which is a bed that comes out from under one of those
And
beds.
that's full size, right?
That's a twin under a queen.
3 washers, 4 staircases, Kev.
Yeah, because I think right now in my mind, I'm at about 8 on math.
That's what I thought too. I thought, okay, I looked at everything about this house. I can put 8 people in it comfortably. And so that was my plan. And then the Airbnb person started messaging me, you can't have parties. You can't have more than 6 people in this house. Like just being like overly aggressive.
Yeah, they're cracking down on the party stuff in South Florida, the Airbnbs.
And I get that, you know, if you're somebody who's having 30 people, okay.
Right.
I get it. But this man was messaging me saying, I'm watching you on the Ring doorbell camera. I see you have a lot of people. We had 8 people.
8 or...
And kids don't really even count as full people. We had 4 kids. One of them's an infant.
So, Kevin, it was 17 people.
We did not. We had 8 people. And this man was acting like I was throwing a kegger, sending me messages, being all grumpy in his text thread, talking with a tone.
This is the part of the movie where they cut to the footage of Virginia doing like a keg stand. Everyone's chanting.
There was
30 people.
none of that. There was none of that. I would tell you if there was.
I'm kidding with you. Of
We were
course.
so family. It was so low key. It was just us being sweet and just celebrating Rocco's birthday. He had other friends there, kids. So we couldn't get that turned.
Okay.
I think I'm a hotel or actually, I'm a motel kind of guy. I don't know if I like the Airbnb.
I do an Airbnb if it's a big group. And I wanted the house to have like a swimming pool so the kids could swim and make a fun time of it. And our friends that came with us were from Vero. So I didn't want them to have to drive from Fort Lauderdale back to Vero after the party. And the party wasn't even at this house. It was at the Extreme Action Adventure Park.
Right.
Because this guy was like, you can't have parties. I'm like, well, the party is not at your house. We're just going there to sleep. We got there at 8 p.m. and he's blowing me up. You have too many people. I can see you on the cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. So he's like watching you all? That's
he had cameras all over the
weird.
backyard. He was saying he was watching how many people were coming in and out on the Ring doorbell. Well, watch this. I should have flashed him.
Okay. Well, he probably would have liked that, actually.
Yeah.
Or had my husband put his dong on the camera. Panda, get your dong over here.
Helicopter dance.
Like, really? You're going to be mad because we have 2 kids that are one's on each sofa and you have a full sofa that's able to be slept on and you're like, no, 6 people.
Well, to me, if you go to a hotel or a motel, you kind of feel like when you go in the room, no one's watching you.
Right.
It feels like when you're in that situation, there's some creeper.
Yeah, he's got cameras set up. And Panda was like, well, how do we know that he's not just like next door or in the neighborhood? And he's like watching us, listening to us. And then when he knows we gone to sleep, he's going to come in here and rob us.
Yeah.
I have been to 4 Airbnbs.
What is it?
Airbnbs?
Yeah.
Okay. 4, 2 out of 4, a lot of stains. Just saying.
Okay.
Now, this one had no stains. I will say that. It was very nice. It was very well kept. It was in pristine condition.
Okay.
Pristine. And we left it in pristine condition.
Yeah.
Don't come down on moms with kids and babies and an infant. Really?
Watching you.
Douche.
Lurking.
Watching me look all good in my bathing suit. Drink it in, bitch.
Okay. Well, some people making some comments. Yeah, some people did notice that the concert was very tough to get out of on Friday night. Somebody said, Kevin, the Turnpike was open on both concerts from 199th going both directions. Yeah, right there where I came out by the one lot, the whole thing was closed down. And I was just wondering, I'm like, I don't know if it's an accident or what, but I didn't see any lights up there look like an accident, so I couldn't figure out what it was. Other people, it took them a long time to get out. It just seemed like it was not very efficient.
We need to make it easy for people to leave these big venues. Like, we don't know how to do traffic control.
Yeah. And somebody else said, great show, except they turned most of the men's bathrooms to women's the day of. They're literally putting painter's tape up to change it from men to women's.
I got a message from somebody who they went into the women's room and there was a bunch of urinals and they were FaceTiming their kid and their kid's like, Mom, get out of there. You're in the men's room.
I saw a post where it was a even mix. Well, actually, there were 4 guys in the men's restroom and the rest of it were women. They're like, it just turned into a free-for-all in the bathroom. I didn't notice that in the ones I went to, but I did see the post.
All right, we got to have some clarity here because if I've had a few beers and I go into the women's room and I see urinals, I'm all spun around. I don't know. Down is up is down.
Yeah.
And I have seen women use urinals and squat.
I have too. It's horrific.
When they've been drinking. And
Girl.
it is nothing short of horrific.
Please don't do that, ladies.
Yeah, and somebody said, yeah, they did the exact same thing for the FIFA Cup World Championship with Inter Miami we went to. It was terrible. Added an hour and a half to our ride home. So, yeah, it's just kind of a heads up. I don't know what's going on with getting out of parking right now at the Hard Rock Stadium, but they need to figure something out because it's not. And I know, look, I understand when you come out of a venue, typically, and I expect that, but 90 minutes to me is excessive.
And
45 I'll give you, but double that time's too much.
To have the ramp that you're supposed to get on be closed, like someone explain how that makes sense.
Somebody's saying it was open, but I only know that they would not let anybody through where I was and when I was there. So,
and you're not calling Kevin Ralston a liar, are you?
I'm just saying when I saw him where I couldn't go. So
no, I'm talking to the person who's commenting.
I know, yeah, I know.
If they're calling you a liar, then we have some beef with that person.
Oh, maybe they got through before. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe they closed it by the time I got to it. I don't know.
I'm sorry, man, but I got beef with Virginia. She is drinking the grossest smelling coffee I've ever smelled in my life. It smells like a sewer has exploded in the studio.
It's not the coffee that stinks. So I'm using this new creamer because I love sweetened condensed milk in my coffee.
Yeah.
But this is organic, sweetened, condensed coconut milk, and it does smell like bung.
Ew.
It smells, you can't smell, it smells like a fart war over here.
But it's supposed to be healthier.
Oh, I am so annoyed with your choices of beverage this morning. Good gosh, it's really rubbed me the wrong way.
He's been so mad.
It's so distracting.
I already finished the coffee, but it is lingering in the air.
Okay, yeah, it is. It's a little dank.
So sorry, but not really that sorry.
All right, we got some good column outs here from over the weekend. One more note that people were texting in about the Morgan Wallen shows over the weekend. Somebody said, I was at the show as well. And let me tell you, his presence on stage is a world of difference since he became sober. It was a noticeable difference, and I'm so proud of him. And, yeah, I did notice that. I made that comment on my social media post that he seems like he's really focused and in the zone. And
is he completely sober, or he just performs sober?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know what his deal is with that. My wife said that she saw his handlers were handing him water, and he's kind of rinsing his mouth out, doing throat spray and stuff like that, but he didn't seem like he was on anything. So his opener is Old Country. That guy was shotgunning beers and drank a whole bottle of Jack Daniels. And then I saw he was in Plantation at some country bar on the bar afterwards. This guy he's something, man. I'm telling you, he's like Old Country.
Yeah.
So he was tearing it up. So Morgan Wallen, I don't think is doing that level.
Who was the opener that was Old Country?
I can't remember his name. No, I'm just saying he lives like he's old country. He's a young guy that's just kind of coming up in the game.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Brooks and Dunn.
No,
just the style of an old country spirit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's got that whole I'm still drinking the Jack, and he was shotgunning beers on stage and, smoking like crazy. So
I mean, can't we have a happy medium between the two?
yeah, I don't know. Also, one thing that I noticed as well when we were there, Lane Kiffin was in town, the former FAU football coach. He's now at Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the Queen wrangled him for a photo, so he was kicking around.
Sniffing around?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was there on Friday night. So shout out to Lane.
It.
Nice to see him. A little shout out to Lionel Messi. I know the Inter Miami game was going on not far from you. You were there at the Extreme Action Park, just a couple exits north. They were playing a little soccer. And man, the dude is really just good. He is. He had one goal on a penalty kick that was absolutely amazing. And he really right now is kind of carrying Inter Miami, but he had 2 goals on Saturday night.
He's up against Joe Willis. And he finds the net. Oh, Willis has made a mistake. He's presented it to Messi, who's on for another brace. You can't gift him those kind of opportunities. And once again, it's 2 for Messi.
That extends his MLS record to 5 straight multi-goal games now.
I'm not sure who does better announcing, wrestling or soccer, because they are both on point, baby.
All pretty good.
Passion.
Absolutely. Messi now has 16 goals and 16 mashes, which is pretty impressive. So he's doing well.
He's still bringing in them checks, right? Getting all that money?
He is. The question is how much longer. He's got some contract negotiations, so hopefully Inter Miami can keep him. I think he's still got some left in the tank, but we'll see. So that was Inter Miami's 5th straight win, too. And they snapped Nashville's 15-match unbeaten streak. So that was pretty awesome. That was a big game on Saturday night.
I really did try to get into soccer and understand it, and then I started asking dumb questions on the air, and people started yelling at me.
But still, you power through.
Yes.
Dumb questions be damned.
Ain't gonna faze me, baby. And the Marlins, too. I got to call them out for a positive reason. They routed the Orioles yesterday 11-1, and there's a name to know before they trade him, Kyle Stowers. He is the lone selection for the All-Star game, which is going down tomorrow night. But he came in and had 3 home runs yesterday in the game.
That's a big deal, Virginia.
Okay.
Yep. He's the first Marlin to do it since Brian Anderson in 2020. Mike Lowell did it in 2004 and Cody Ross back in 2006.
That's like you nailing 3 fire dirt of the day stories. I mean, just out of the park, grand slam. People are talking about it.
I kind of do that every day.
That is a lie.
It's only because we don't give her 3, Bird. That's it. Otherwise, she would crush 3. Every day, everyone's a home run. I got to call out Mr. Met. He is a mascot. He had a rough night the other night. He was on stage during a Lumineers show that they had done at Citi Field after the game, I believe. And they threw him a tambourine, which he dropped. And then to kind of make up for it, he wanted to dance a little bit. But in that big old head, couldn't see he walked straight off the stage.
Oh, damn.
Right into the crowd. So, I mean, it was... And then everybody was just taunting Mr. Met the entire weekend and laughing at me. He hit it hard.
Was he drunk?
He just, when you put those heads on, I guess you can't see, and he didn't have a handler, and he's just trying to be jazzy up there with the band.
He went too big.
He went too big. Mr. Met went too big.
Look, if you're going to do like a goofy stunt and the first thing of the goofy part of the stunt doesn't work, him dropping the tambourine,
right?
You're shook.
You're
rattled.
He should have dialed it back, not dialed it up. He said, you know what? Yeah, I dropped the tambourine, but I'm going to make up for it. Watch this. And kaboom, right into the crowd.
We did that with the first pitch one time. We got real cute with the first pitch, and we had a whole stunt planned, and I botched it completely right off the bat, and we never recovered.
Yeah, can't do it.